Hi guys, welcome back. How do you find the square root of surds? In this video, I'm going to explain how. Recall that in the last video, I told you that two surds are said to be equal. Let's say you have this surd A1 plus root B1. So then you have another surd A2 plus root B2. So then we say the two surds are equal if what? If A1 is equal to A2 and B1 is equal to B2. So I'm going to use this idea to explain how you can find what? The square root of surds. So to find the square root of surds, so just assume that the square root of that surd you are finding is the same thing as what? So the sum of the roots of that what? Of that value you have. Let me give you a concrete example so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Example, let's say I have find the square root, find the square root of 11 plus 2 root 28. You understand now? So it is not difficult to do. Solution. So you just say let the square root of what? 11 plus 2 root 28, you know, that is, you have something of this nature, root A plus root B. So let it be this. You understand? Since at the end of the day, when you take the square root, you are going to arrive at something of this nature. So if that is cleared, then let's say I now square the both sides. Maybe I want to get rid of this guy. So squaring the both sides, square the both sides. Then I'm going to have square root of 11 plus 2 root 28, everything squared is equal to root A plus root B, everything squared. You understand now? So root A plus root B, everything squared. So, and that's going to give me what? So this guy, we cancel this guy. What do you have left? 11 plus 2 root 28 equals to root A plus root B, root A plus root B. So then I'm going to have 11 plus 2 root 28. Then if I expand this is going to give me root A times root A, that is A. Don't forget, when you multiply root A by root A, you are going to have A. Root Gafari multiplied by root Gafari is equal to Gafari. So root A times root B, that's root AB, plus root A times root B again, root AB, then plus B, root B times root B. That will give me B. You understand? Then I have 11 plus 2 root 28 equals to, then if you collect like time, this is A plus B plus root A plus 2 root AB. Because this root AB, this is another root AB. You have two of them, so that's what I have. Recall from what I've explained that when you say two surds are equal, then these numbers that stand alone without radical, you equate it with its length in the other sides, and those with radical, you equate them together as well. I hope you understand. So then we can conclude adequately that my A plus B is equal to 11, and likewise AB is equal to 28. Since this is 2, you don't need that. So then the radical, they are equal. It means 28 is equal to AB too. Then you can call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. So if you resolve this simultaneously using any of your what? Any of your methods. So maybe if you want to use substitution method, you can just say from equation 1. You can start from equation 2 either. So from equation 1, I have what? I have that my A plus B is equal to 11. If I make my A the subject of the formula, then this is going to give me 11 minus B. You call this equation 3. So you now say put A equals to what? 11 minus B in equation 2. So if you put that, wherever you see A, you put 11 minus B. Then I'm going to have what? Equation 2 is AB is equal to 28. Then you are going to have 11 minus b multiplied by b is equal to 28. So if you open the bracket, then I'm going to have what? 11b minus b square is equal to 28. So if you collect the like times, so this is going to give me what? B squared minus 11b minus 28 is equal to 0. I hope you understand now. So if you bring this guy, no, this will be plus 28. Plus 28. You bring this guy here, you bring this guy here, you have 0 here. This will come here and become positive, will become negative. So you understand now. So you can see now, you now have something in terms of what? Quadratic equation. And don't forget, when you have a quadratic equation, so that is equation of degree 2, we must also have how many roots? 2 roots. You understand now. So then what are you going to do? Actually, I'm coming to explain a quadratic equation in this series, but if you want to solve this kind of quadratic equation, you can use your factorization method. To use factorization method, just write the coefficient of b square here. That is a, which is 1. Then the coefficient of b, that is minus 11. The coefficient of c, that is the other constant, that's 28. Then you now multiply this guy together, AC, that's 28. Then you now think of this value of this AC, 28. You know what are the factors of 28? You know they are 1, 2, 4, 7, 28. And there is one law of mathematics that says that when you take two pairs of factors of 28, such that when you multiply, when you take such two pairs, when you multiply them together, you are going to get what? You are going to get 28. For example, 128 are the pairs, 4, 27, 4, 7 are the pairs. I think 14 is here, 14 and 2. So you now think from these two pairs, what is such a number you are going to multiply either by putting addition or subtraction to, to both pairs. So whether you are going to add or subtract, what is such two factors you are going to multiply together to give you 28, and when you add to give you 11. You understand now? You can see that it is 4 and 7. 4 multiplied by 7 will give me 28. Likewise, minus 4 minus 7 will give me what? Will give me 11. Minus 11. So, minus 4 minus 7, that we, serve it is such two numbers, such that when you multiply them together, minus 4 times minus 7, you are going to have 28. Then minus 4 minus 7, you are still going to have minus 11. Then you are now going to replace such factor with what you have at the middle here. So then I'm going to have minus 2 minus 4b minus 7b plus 28 is equal to 0. So then if you simplify it further, you can group these guys. So what do you have in common? B is common. This is going to give me b minus 4. And what do you still have in common? 7 is common. B minus 4 is equal to 0. What do you still have in common? B minus 4. What do you have left here? B minus 7 is equal to 0. Then you now have that b is equal to 4 or b is equal to 7. Do you understand why? Let me explain. Don't let me rush because of people who are just learning it for the first time. When you say two product of numbers is 0, it means either one of the number is 0. You understand now? So then I'm going to have either b minus 4 is equal to 0 or b minus 7 is equal to 0. So then your b is equal to 4 or b is equal to 7. So since we know the value of b to be either 4 or 7 now, you can now say put b is equal to 4 or b is equal to 7 in equation 3. And don't forget, in your equation 3, what we have before, we have that a is equal to 11 minus b. A is equal to 11 minus b. And now, when b is equal to 4, it means a is equal to 11 minus 4, which is equal to 7. Or when b is equal to 7, a is equal to 11 minus 7, which is equal to 4. So it means you can have two values. So if a is equal to what? A is equal to 7, b is equal to 4, or a is equal to what? If A is equal to 4, B is equal to 7. You understand now? So then if you now come back here, because that we say our square root is what? We said our square root of the square root of 11 plus 2 root 28. We say it's the same thing as root A plus root B. So it means the square root of this guy. So will now be what? Root what? Root 4 plus what? Root 7 or root 7 plus root 4. Or root 7 plus root 4. It means when you take the square of this size now, when you square this guy, you are going to get this. So that's that. You can see it's not difficult to do. Let me give you the second example. So example, find the square root of Find the square root of 32 minus 6 root 15. You follow the same approach. So you say let square root of 32 minus 6 root 15. But now since you have negative here, just think of it. So before you can have negative, when you take the square, then what you have at the middle must be negative. So then you can say it's the same thing as root A minus root B. You understand now? But if it is positive here, you are going to put plus here too. Then after that, you say square the both sides. Square both sides. You square both sides. If you square the both sides, then I'm going to have square root of 32 minus 6 root 15. Everything squared is equal to what? Root A minus root B, everything squared. You understand now? So this guy will cancel the guy. Then you have 32 minus 6 root 15 is equal to what? Root A minus root B, root A minus root B. So if you expand that, then I have 32 minus 6 root 15 equals to what? Root A times root A, that is A, minus root AB minus root AB plus B. You understand now? Then you collect the like times like we've done before. That's A plus B minus this minus this. That's minus 2 of it. So minus 2AB. And don't forget, if two surds are equal, then the number with that radical, you are going to equate them. So that's A plus B is equal to 32. And those with radical, you are also going to equate them. But you have to be careful this time around. Don't say AB is equal to 15. Yeah, because these two numbers are not what? Are not equal. So because this guy is different from this guy. So what you can do is just say 6 root 15, or let me just say root AB. So 2 root AB is equal to what? 6 root 15. So at the end of the day, you can just say root AB is equal to what? When you divide through by 2, 3 root 15. So then you can call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. You understand now? So and call this equation 2. So if that is clear, you can solve simultaneously. So you just say from equation 1, you can say that A equals to what? 32 minus B. When you make A the subject of the formula, this is your equation 3. Then you now put A is equal to 32 minus B in what? In the equation 2. So if you do that, so then I'm going to have what do we call it? So and before you continue, if you square this guy, squaring the both side, then I'm going to have AB is equal to what? AB is equal to 3 square, that is 9 times what? Times 15. But if you don't want to stress yourself, let us just continue. You have square root of my A is now 32 minus B times B is equal to 3 root 15. So it's equal to 3 root 15. If you square both sides, then I'm going to have 32 minus B into B, 3 multiplied by root 15 everything squared. You understand? Because square we cancel that square root. Then this will remain 32 squared minus b squared. 32b minus b squared is equal to 9 times 15. And what is 9 times 15? 45. You keep 4, 9, that's 135. So 32b minus b squared is equal to 135. Then you can collect the like times. This will be b squared minus 32b plus 135 is equal to 0. So plus 135 is equal to 0. So if you check it carefully, so you will see it has arrived to, I mean, what do we call it? So you have like a quadratic expression, a quadratic equation. It has given rise to a quadratic equation. And don't forget, like I've said the other time, you now find your A. Your A is 1, that is the coefficient of B square. Your B is minus 32, and your C is what? 135. So again, then you are now going to multiply A and C together. Your AC is 135. You want to use factorization method. Now think, what are the two pairs of factors of 135 that you are going to multiply by itself to give you 135, and when you add or subtract, you are going to get what? You are going to get 32. What are those two factors? So I think they are 27 and 5. 27, 5. Because when you say 27 times 5, 27 times 5, check it, that's 5. So that will give you 135. And when you still say minus 27 minus 5, you are still going to get what? Minus 32. So then you are now going to substitute inside here. Then I'm going to have b squared minus 27b minus 5b plus 135 is equal to 0. Plus 135 is equal to 0. So then you can group it like this. Then after grouping, if you simplify further, then b is common here. Then this will be b minus 27 minus 5 into b minus 27, because when you take 5 here out, so 5 times 27 will still give you 35. So b minus 27 is also common. This will be b minus 5, right? And therefore, if the product of two numbers is 0, then either one of the number is equal to 0. Then you are going to have b minus 27 is equal to 0, or b minus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, b is equal to 27, or b is equal to 5. So you can now say put b is equal to 27 or b is equal to 5 in equation 3. So because we have that equation 3. So and in our equation 3, we have that a is equal to what? 32 minus b. So a is equal to 32 minus b. Then a will now be 32. When b is equal to 27, a will be what? 32 minus 27, which is equal to 5. When b is equal to 5, then a is equal to 32 minus 5, which is also 27. So therefore, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 27, or a is equal to 27, b is equal to 5. So if you now go back to your question, we have that square root of what? 32 minus 6 root 15 is equal to what? Square root of a minus square root of b. Then we are going to have that square root of 32 minus 6 root 15 is going to give me root 27 minus root 5, or root 5 minus root 27. You understand now? So you will see that when you take square of this guy, so you are going to have 32 minus 6 root 15. So that's how you are going to be finding the square root of, surd. You can see it is very simple. So if you understand, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Then I encourage you to go to your past question and solve a related one. Till I see you in the next video. Thank you.